first of all, I know that you're going to be playing the C note in Hull on May 22nd, and Geils is going to be the guitarist. Can you tell us a little bit of maybe what people can expect, what type of music? And
Jay and I were talking at one point and realized that we had this fondness for certain blues musicians, so we basically pay tribute to a lot of the people that were big influences on us, Muddy Waters and B.B. King, Junior Wells, that kind of stuff. So it's a very blues-oriented show, but we will play some J. Geils songs, but probably not the real poppy stuff, the blues rocky stuff.
now I know you're also working on an album right now.
Yeah, we just, I got in at 4 this morning, actually. Yeah, it's coming along really well. We have Johnny Winter on it, and Joey Kramer and Brad Whitford from Aerosmith are on it, and DMC from Run DMC is on it.
How would you define your style of blues?
It's pretty much based a lot in Detroit blues, which is like Chicago blues, but with just a little bit of a funky twist to it, Then again, I was on the road with so many rock bands for so many years, with Bruce Springsteen and the Allman Brothers and Foghat and everybody, so that kind of started to influence us in terms of the songs they wrote too. So it's kind of blues based. It's definitely blues, but it has kind of a little bit of a rock or funk edge to it.
You mentioned some people that you were on the road with, and you actually seem to attract a lot of people who are mainstream rockers as fans of yours, from Mick Jagger to Steven Tyler.
Yeah, absolutely, and I continue to do that kind of stuff. I've been in a couple of jam bands in the past year or so that had members of the group Boston and members of Foghat, and I'm doing a thing coming up in April 26th, where I'm going to be in a band with Ace Frehley from Kiss and Alice Cooper and also the drummer from the drummer from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So it's kind of a mix. But I mean, blues is what started everything. Everything, all rock and roll is based on blues. And for rock musicians, I recommend that they all learn how to play blues because it will improve their understanding of, improve their rock playing. Most really good rock players can play blues as well.
Jim Belushi, the actor, jams with you guys sometimes?
Yeah, absolutely. He's actually quite good. We have a great time with him, and I do say every time that his name comes up that he's really stepped up to the plate a few times and helped me out with this charity that I'm executive director of, that we provide health care for blues musicians. It's called Devi Blue, D-E-V as in Victor, I-B-L-U-E. But also, I've been a blues brother as well, so I played as a blues brother. I opened the House of Blues in Boston with the Blues Brothers opening weekend. I played with Danny and Jim.
How was that?
Oh, it was great. Playing with Danny and Jim is always great. And then I had a band last year with Joey Kramer, the Kramer Montgomery band. Joey Kramer from Aerosmith. Had a big horn section, and Jim Belushi did one of the shows with us at Martha's Vineyard. So.
Let me ask you this, because you've been on the music scene for a lot of time. How has it actually changed over the years, and the Boston scene as well?
I think the rock scene changes, goes through more changes over a period of time than the blues scene does. Every once in a while there'll be more clubs than there were a couple of years ago, and then there'll be less clubs a couple of years later. But, I think the main thing that's changed the industry is the computers and DVDs. It used to be you had to sign a label deal and wait around for someone to print vinyl for you, you couldn't just, go home and start cranking out vinyl records, But now, pretty much anyone can make their own CD in their own house. Everybody basically has a CD out now. But, and because of that, there's so many different ways to market it. This CD that we're getting ready to put out, we're really going to use the internet a lot. The one track, for instance, has Johnny Winter and 2 Aerosmith guys on it. We're going to, hopefully we're going to get a lot of just single downloads on that. It's almost like the business has gone back to 1964 where you're just trying to sell a single again, Except that the person who buys a single doesn't have to leave their house. They just push a button and they get it. But, you know, for a lot of people, you know, they just want to get something that gets noticed on the internet or on YouTube, and they want to get, you know, some links so that somebody can go to a link and download their one song. The thing that I've got with Johnny Winter, it's the best slide guitar he's played in 20 years.
When is it coming out?
We're just finishing it right now.
Does it have a name?
Well, the working title is Delta from Detroit to the Delta, or / Delta, I think. And I do want to stress that this thing with Jay has just been really great. We've been having a wonderful time. He's been loving it. We've been loving it. And we really, you know, the more often we do the show, of course, kind of the looser and freer it gets. But right now, Jay is really, really playing at the top of his game. So, you know, when we do the B.B. King stuff, it's like spot on. And then when we do the rocked out Geils stuff, we really kind